World Bank is mandated to eradicate poverty and promote socio-economic development through providing low-interest loans to developing countries like Uganda. Their decision will enormously affect the country's projects, and lawmakers have called this a discriminatory decision.
Any international treaty, protocol, covenant, concordant that says sexual orientation is a ground of discrimination. We are not party to any treaty in that regard. And we are not about to be parties to any treaty that says so, because in effect, it will be contradicting our constitution. Because already our constitution outlaws same-sex marriages. So I thought that must also be contextualized. Finally, on my part, on the World Bank letter, it quotes values. Now, this is the second last point. It quotes values. The letter by the World Bank says, according to World Bank's values. And I think they are right to quote their values.
We will spend considerable time dissecting what aid and loans mean and what they have actually done to our nation. By and large, in our view, they have been a negative influence on much of our efforts to ensure that we have social and economic transformation. Those are two statements I felt we should start with. Let me also add to what my colleague has just mentioned. Rich nations, the nations that are so mad about this homosexuality, do know very well that nations in the Arab world execute homosexuals. We don't. Our law is not suggesting.
This money does not go in anybody's pocket. Doesn't go in the pocket of the president. This money doesn't go in the pocket of the members of parliament. No. This money goes to support economic development for Ugandans in the areas of infrastructure development, in the areas of healthcare service delivery, in the areas of education, and all other social, economic, and political development areas. Extreme border with DR Congo. First, extreme border with DR Congo.
According to lawmakers, World Bank has guidelines that prevent it from involving itself in the politics of the countries it funds. But here it is holding Uganda at ransom for passing a law that governs it, which contradicts its core mandate.
World Bank in itself is sounding to be very contradictory. Yes, the loan facilities, the loan programs have had a tremendous effect on what I call socio-economic rights. But with due respect, the World Bank has no mandate over what we would call political rights, and that is in their own documents. Their own documents. That's why people are concerned at the treatment of, gay rights at the expense of other rights. They were very clear themselves in their agreement
to stick to its core mandate, which is providing long-term economic the World Bank. To stick to its core mandate, which is providing long-term economic development and eradicating or reducing poverty from countries. The World Bank did not create human beings. God created human beings, and He created a man and a woman and gave us clear commandments, and we are living by those.
According to the chairperson of the Ethics and Integrity Forum, World Bank's decision has nothing to do with the gay bill that Uganda passed, but they are trying to pass a strong message to the rest of the African countries that their funding can be revoked, failure to dance to their tunes.
With which they are beating us. There is more to that, two obvious statements. First of all, The World Bank itself, it should be known by those who care to know that the World Bank is a tool of the USA and generally Western nations. It's a tool, it's an instrument. The World Bank is not a free organization, but it's primarily
5.4 billion US dollars was budgeted for disbursement to Uganda by the World Bank by December 2022. It is not yet clear whether all this money will be given after the decision to suspend. Members of Parliament, on the other hand, are optimistic that the budgeted for money will be availed. Samula Hanifa, SMART24 TV, Business Today.